This is Cortana, and you're listening to the Blindcast.
What's up, everyone? The Blind Creative here. Here with me is Reptile Vice. Introduce yourself, man.
Hello, everybody.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the podcast. So, one question I'm going to start off for you, which I think I give you a heads up on this, is how did your great journey start as a Halo gamer?
Well, that's a good question. That's actually kind of leads into my current career right now. So, back in the day, I had no idea what Halo was. I was one of those kids kind of played and grew up on, some of the earlier Nintendo stuff like Game Boy and Wii. Didn't really know about Halo till like around time Reach was out, actually. So how I found out about that. Went to a friend's birthday party, and out of the many games we played, there was this one that he was moving things around in the map. This was Reach's Forge at the time. I had no idea what it was, and it completely fascinated me how you could create something and just go around and interact with it afterwards. Then soon after, a friend of mine, their cousin, was also playing the same thing, and my curiosity turned into intrigue. So, about, I think a year later is when I got my first Xbox, and shortly after, I soon started playing the Reach demo. The mission, if I remember correctly, was the Saber mission. That was the only mission that was available for the demo. And right after that, I was hooked on not just Reach, but Halo as a whole. And after saving up for the game, I finally got it, jumped into multiplayer, jumped into the Forge, and oh man. Those were some good times. That was my first introduction to online multiplayer, to campaign stories, to the whole works of not just Halo, but I think overall the whole online multiplayer experience. I think that would have to be one of my highlights for the great journey. That's where I met my brother. It's where I've pretty much got inspired to go into my career for architecture. Not a full-on architect yet, still got a long journey ahead, but you know what? It's a great journey so far, and I'm quite pleased that Halo has been a part of that. It's got me involved with a lot of other communities too, so frankly, I don't think if it was for that one birthday party, that one game of Forge, I would not have gotten to where I gotten to now, to be honest.
Oh man. So speaking of Forge, what's like the coolest map or custom game you've seen on or created?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because a lot of it was mostly just focusing on one invasion map in particular, but I think it's a lot more of the recent ones that I've really gotten like that wow factor, something that I never thought I would see, like the Fallout invasion games that we played. There was another invasion one that we also played during one of the recent Flash game nights that was, I feel like, was inspired by Halo 3's, what was it? It's one of the Halo 3 maps, the one in the jungle Forerunner structure. I'm trying to remember what that one is. But I have a feeling there's a lot of heavy inspiration from that.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think I might know what you're talking about, but I'm blanking out on that at the moment as well.
But yeah, the one thing I'm looking for when it comes to the Forge maps and battles is gotta be Bungie's old concept for almost like a Battlefront type of style map. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. That's the sort of thing I'm waiting for fans to create. I'm hoping we get to see something like that soon, because this day and age with mods that are coming out for Reach, Combat Evolved, Infinite, it is just amazing work that the community's been putting in. So
I know, right? Jeez, man.
And who knows, maybe someday a lot of those people will get put into the seats of 343, and maybe, I don't know, things could turn up. You never know. I mean, we've had the people for El Dorado and Halo Online go to work at 343 for Infinite and MCC, so who knows? I think that's what needs to happen. If you don't mind, I think that's actually what needs to happen. Is just bring a little more people from the community and not just people. Now, granted, I'm not going to diss on the competitive side. I think it's good to have a fair balance of people in the community from both the competitive side and the casual side. I think that's what's missing mostly is people from the casual side, people that just hang out, kind of like the Flat community, war games, and this isn't a shout out to them. These are just the major communities that I hang out in. But
yeah,
bringing people from those.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm glad that they did something like the testings for Infinite and the stress tests for a lot of the games that were launched on MCC. And granted, yeah, they have their issues nowadays, but it just kind of happens with games. I don't know if it's.
I'd say that's every game, honestly.
Yeah, even when they were all at launch on disc, you were gonna have your problems, but that's just kind of what makes them fun.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Depends on what's in there.
Yeah, I feel like when there is like a glitch or whatever, it does make it a lot more fun because then you can just mess around with it.
Kind of adds to the game's identity a little bit, almost too.
Yeah.
I mean, Fallout, I think, is a fine example. You've got, and it's not even just a bug; it's just the way the characters act and look and talk. Like they got that. From what I've seen, they almost always got that Deadeye expression.
Right.
Yeah, and it's almost and not just Fallout. I think I haven't played a lot of Skyrim, but from what I have seen, they have that same expression that feels like an identity in a lot of the Bethesda games. Is it a good one? It's a fun one.
Yeah, no, heck yeah. I do like Fallout and Skyrim and whatnot. They're pretty fun games. Even with Starfield, actually, I'd say they have that same facial expression.
And this isn't a jab at them or their work on something like expressions. I honestly think it's kind of hard to do human faces. It's hard.
It is, yeah.
Doing people in a game.
Hell yeah.
without going cinematic, and even then, when you try going cinematic, you can run into some issues. I think what was it? I think the biggest example if I was to think of a really good example from like high quality cutscenes where characters are still looking deadpan, like this is the only one off the top of my head, Halo 5. That's pretty much the only one I can think of. They have that follow expression deadpan look. But for some, and again, I'm going to go back to Reach a little bit, and even 3, they seem more expressive in there, and the quality, of the graphics is not as cinematic in comparison.
But it's memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this ain't a shot at Halo 5 either. People love Halo 5, and I think good on them. Not what I prefer, but good on them.
To each their own. I will admit though, when it comes to the Halo 5, the Forge mode was pretty fun, especially when when you were able to add in those mixed up weapon mods. That was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, and that's something that got and I'm glad that they brought that over into Infinite too, because it very much, I think, at least personally, what I've experienced, it changes up the dynamic for the gameplay, because you think, got myself an assault rifle, that's cool. Oh, this thing fires sniper rounds. That's okay.
That's pretty interesting.
No, cool, Magnum. Jeez, I got the plasma pistol. Fires skewer shots.
Speaking of that, that's actually gotten me killed a few times in the in Halo 2. Well, when you were able to choose that Scarab option. Yeah.
I wish I was around for that. There's so many moments that I wish I was around for in the early 2000s in era of gaming, but hey, I wouldn't have been old enough. I wouldn't have known as much. So it's I think I got brought in at the right time.
No, least. You did. Heck yeah. I think you would still pass for a Halo veteran. At least that's my thought. If you were into the Halo games before, before 4 and 5, I would say be considered a Halo veteran.
I think my next one after Reach actually was. What was your next one after? What was actually your first game actually?
Oh, well, mine was the original Combat Evolved.
Oh,
Well, I'm a veteran.
oh, you definitely qualify for a veteran.
Yep. You know what? It's funny. I've beaten the original 3 Halo games on Legendary, but every time I go and take a look at my Halo progress in the Master Chief Collection, they're all on easy. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't need to go on Legendary again. I've been there and I've done that.
Nah, no need to prove it. You're good. However,
Yeah.
as always, if you want to play canonically, gotta be heroic.
Oh, no, yeah, heck yeah. At least that.
Okay.
At the very least. 'Cause, I feel like that would make it, somewhat challenging, but easy enough to where you can still, progress through the maps without too much stress.
Yeah, it's always glad to see those difficulty values. I'm actually quite glad that they get added into things like Forge for Firefight.
Oh, man.
That was something
Yeah,
I was thinking that was something I never thought I would see in 2010, but had hoped would come to a Halo game eventually, was forging AI in Firefight. That was like, whoa, they're doing this shit?
You know what I'm still hoping for is, obviously not for Halo Infinite, but maybe for the next one. Me personally, I think it'd be cool if they added in, if they added in the elites again, so you can play as the elites, but also if you can.
I was hoping we would get to this.
Yes.
Those buggers have been teasing for so long, and this is not like this at the. Now I know there's been like a switch up at 343 now. There's new management, there's new people. This isn't just at them, but in the past, it has been 10 plus years. Like, come on, you guys. They have said we will be adding in core features. Well, playable species. Yeah. Dual wielding was a core feature. I mean, granted, it got removed in Halo Reach, but hey, it was still a core feature that could have been brought back.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, things like that to allow more personalization would have been nice. I mean, shoot. I'm looking forward to playing what is it? The recent Space Marine game that came out. I'm not getting it yet. I'm just going to wait a while, but from what I've seen, it looks amazing.
It looks bad.
It does, and co-op especially looks fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that.
And honestly, I'm still trying to work on getting myself an actual Xbox, because right now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm playing through the cloud gaming on my phone, so yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, you've been... Oh, right, you've been playing Halo with us on a phone.
Yep.
I still can't wrap my head around that.
I know. No, I can't either. Honestly, I'm like, how is this working? How's my phone not exploding yet?
It's incredible the power that we have nowadays. It's just phenomenal. When you compare it to something like back in the day when they first set a man on the moon, the computers back then needed to fill up a room, and we have phone. Yeah. We have something just as powerful, more so even, and it's just in our pocket. And if you want it that way, on your wrist.
Yeah.
Now we don't have flying cars, granted, but even Star Trek. But even Star Trek didn't have this kind of stuff. It just blows my mind. It's incredible, really, what we've been able to accomplish in the past, 50 years. When you go by a 50-year when you go by like a 50-year basis, it's incredible the change in technology and advancements that we made. Really.
Oh heck yeah! It's seriously mind-blowing.
And then starts the theory crafting of which universe are we in? Are we in the Cyberpunk universe? Are we in the Halo universe? Are we in the Warhammer universe? Or are we actually in the Star Wars universe?
Hey, you know what? I won't argue against either one.
I mean, if you believe in multiple realities, if you believe in multiple timelines and all of that, then it's a it definitely is a possibility. Or, hey, we could be in one that's entirely new that no one's ever thought of.
Or we could be in one where, any characters that we might recognize on games or movies are just regular people.
I mean,
if you think about it.
you think it is possible. John Halo, just your average guy.
Right?
Cortana, just out getting mangoes.
Right? Cortana is the actual Cortana from, the AI services. Oh, man.
Oh my god. What are your thoughts on AI?
I'd say it's a double-edged sword, honestly. It could be helpful, but again, it could be pretty harmful, or it could just, it can cause a lot of harm.
We're already seeing a lot of that happen in a lot of the art industry, I think, mostly,
man.
which is... We get to see that happen. I don't think we've seen that in any of the engineering aspects, have we?
Not as far as I know.
I guess it also depends upon which aspects of engineering, because there's... If I'm not mistaken, there's multiple areas for engineering, is that right?
Yeah.
So, let's see, something like, well, I guess you can't exactly have AI run something like the engines of a train, for instance. That, I think, has to be done manually, but we could get to that point where it'll automatically do that. But you'll have to have someone that's running or monitoring that system, so...
At the very least.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm with you on that, yeah. It could very well be the end of us, but it could very well be what gets us to unite as a whole, and we were destined to inherit the stars, man.
Oh, heck yeah. It's gonna happen sooner or later, if you think about it.
I mean, have you seen that video of one of Elon's rockets coming down and landing?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's pretty crazy.
That is. Shame we can't show, like, clips of that, but... oh, shoot. I wish I could, like, link it for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about.
Maybe I can clip it in for the YouTube video, because I also do post this on YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that was something I had hoped we would see sooner than later, but I'm glad I'm alive to see it in progress, because we get to... It's like construction, almost, I think, where we're starting to see the skeleton of the building, and then soon we get to see the outer layer of it, and then soon the wirings, then the paint job, and then the windows, and then all of a sudden it's there. It's whole.
And it's like, I remember when, like, the self-driving cars were just, a concept, and then I saw them, like, being tested, and then I didn't hear anything for years, and out of nowhere, they're just really common. You see them in every corner, practically.
Yeah, where I am, Teslas are, like, almost everywhere, I'd say. It's kind of bizarre, but at the same time, I kind of welcome it, so long as people choose it. And I don't mean to get into politics. I'm not trying to get into politics. I'm not trying to lean into politics. Like, there's so much going on that I either don't know or don't want to know and have yet to know. So
yeah, no,
it's always changing, and I wonder if that's at the end of the. I wonder if that's the goal, just to get us all riled up, get mad.
Oh God.
Ah well, that's why they invented alcohol.
Right? Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yep. Oh man. You know what? I might just title this podcast the Drunk Podcast Edition.
Well, I've only got one drink, so I won't get there exactly. But who knows?
Yeah, me neither.
Now this should be Deep Thoughts with the Deep.
Right. All right. So
one flies is so walk.
Yeah. So one thing I was gonna say is speaking of AI, I actually recently saw a video where they're now making an AI software where it can create a video game, which is pretty insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little worried about that. Yeah, it'd be cool because you could get everything done really quick, but at the same time, I feel like it can put a lot more artists out of a job as well, you know? Yeah.
So is it like creating a whole game, or is it just creating the code for one? Is it creating the
I think just
effects?
a map and the map and the characters, from what I heard, from what I saw actually, cause I saw this clip where these people were talking like, oh yeah, add in, let's make this game like, or the map is like a maze, and then they said, okay, make the maze made out of cardboard, and it's like, oh, make the maze more elaborate, and then they told it to add in characters and weapons, and oh god, it was pretty insane. I'll try to look for it and send it in the group chat if anything.
Yeah, I love that.
It's, man, like I said, it's pretty badass, but you know, it does worry me for the artists.
It does, and it also has me concerned for like the medium as a whole, because creating the game, I find, is a form of art, and at the end of the day, I love art. I'd like to see and hear more of it. And while I do feel that AI is getting, and this is just referring to AI that delves into things like art and music and voice, and now gaming overall, while I think it is getting closer and closer to being able to replicate what we do, I think it's going to take a lot longer to develop inputting a sort of soul that comes with a lot of games that are being made. A lot of games that people enjoy, like... Again, I'm going back to Reach as an example. I feel a certain not a connection, but you can certainly feel for the characters when you're going through that journey of understanding, oh, this is a losing war, and you can feel and hear it in their voices. Yeah. I mean, granted, you can do the same with AI. You can create voice. You can recreate a character's voice, or anyone's voice for that matter, in just the span of a few minutes, but it's easy to know nowadays. I'm curious as to what will happen later on, but it's still going to be hard to replicate the soul that gets put into the kind of art that we make.
Yeah. Especially with voices for the characters. I feel like it's easy to tell when it's AI, because you could hear kind of like that robotic sound behind it. I don't know if you know what I mean, but
yeah, I get what you mean. I've listened to this. There's this one show that I recently watched, and I'm now just hearing the voices of some of the characters as AI, and while it definitely does sound like them, it also doesn't. It's missing a certain something that, again, I'm just going to say the soul, because that's what it sounds like it's missing. It's missing a lot of the soul. It does sound robotic. Which is ironic, because the characters are also robots.
Oh, man.
Yeah, imagine giving human aspects. I mean, granted, we've done that already in media, but imagine giving more soul into a robot, and then you have a robot replicate that voice, and it's just more robotic.
Oh, man. Yeah, see, like, when it's
I don't know if that makes sense. I apologize if that did, like, come out right or make sense.
Oh, no, I understood that, actually. But what I was going to say is, I feel like it's, somewhat easy to tell, like, if you hear, like, a voice actor acting as a robot with a filter on it versus just pure AI doing a robot voice for, a character. If that makes any sense.
No, it definitely does, because it's noticeable between the differences. Like, you can hear the highs and lows, and while AI can also replicate those highs and lows, again, it just doesn't have that certain personality that comes from the original.
Yeah, it doesn't have the added touch, like how, a human touch, let's just say.
Kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen with a lot of people who are no longer with us, like James Earl Jones, for instance, rest in peace. If I remember correctly, he signed over his voice to continue being the voice of Darth Vader for movies and games and other media. And if I remember, so best way they're going to do that is just AI. However, even though the character of Vader is a merciless monster, you can still hear that human emotion in his voice whenever he speaks. You can hear that anger. You can hear the pain that he goes through. And while I think AI can replicate it, it's going to be very difficult.
I agree with you there.
I mean, again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm very intrigued as to how it will be done. But I guess now we can say Darth Vader is indeed now more machine than man.
Yeah. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the world we live in nowadays. Freaking AI.
It doesn't have to be all bad. Like I said, it's going to be a double-edged sword. There's definitely going to be some positives to it. I mean, there are people out there that, from what I've heard, and this could very well be misinformation, and I apologize if it is, who have used it to find means to help them, I guess, either in a mental, in a state where they're physically or mentally unwell. I can't remember where this was from. Where someone used, I think, ChatGPT to figure out, hey, what's wrong with me? Am I having a heart attack? Am I having, like, a bad reaction to something? They went to doctors, couldn't get, like, a straight answer. Then they put in ChatGPT and it's like, oh, it's this. And it turned out that's exactly what it was. So, I can't remember where I saw that from. If I find it, I'll put it in the chat group.
Alright.
Because that very much intrigued me, how you have people in their profession, people have been studying for years. And that's what I think is actually interesting about people that go on to pursue a profession that they truly, passionately enjoy. Even though they are going to understand a lot of it, when they don't understand certain aspects in their peculiar area, like, let's say architecture, for instance. There are multiple facets in architecture that I can understand, but there are other aspects that I won't understand.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, but there are people that will understand those aspects, but won't understand the aspects that I do. And I think that's nice to find people who can go back and forth on those areas. And I think, partially, it's a good way for us to develop and grow. And if we're able to combine that knowledge in a more... geez, I apologize if it sounds like I'm babbling on again or getting philosophical. Like,
oh, no.
I just realized I'm going on a tangent.
Oh, no. Hey, shoot. I like having, informative moments in the podcast, so...
Oh, I'm not informative at all. Do not take me as a source of information. But even with things like Halo, something I enjoy... Exactly, the unofficially blind. Right. We're going into each topic blind, buddy.
Unofficially blind. Oh man.
Yeah, I think if we're able to trade back and forth without any reason to worry, then I think it's just one of the... I'm not seeing this as like a reason or resolution to anything. I think it's just fascinating overall how we can delve into so many areas and still go back and forth between each other on facets of information that we don't understand. You don't see a lot of other animals on this planet that do that, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Oh, you're right on that, actually.
Maybe whales?
I'd say whales, actually.
Yeah. Because if I remember correctly, there were studies that showed that in whales of the same species, depending upon their region, they have different dialects. Yeah. Or accents.
Yeah.
If I remember. Dialects or accents? I can't remember.
Or maybe both, for all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, though.
Yeah, we put those guys in pools.
Right.
Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, how are we supposed to, entertain? How are we supposed to inform people, hey, these guys are intelligent enough to do this?
Yeah.
Makes me wonder... Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was gonna say, I actually wonder sometimes, like, if animals, well, to me anyway, like, when you have a dog that's with, like, a family that's, like, that just speaks English or Spanish, like, how the heck do they understand it,
That is something I did not think about. And actually, I do think I've seen something like that. It's just never occurred to me that, they might actually understand different languages.
Yeah. For all we know, they understand every language.
That is it. Oh, jeez.
Mind blown.
Yeah, that. What? Yeah, blew my mind there for a second. Just like, oh, shoot. Dogs understanding German, English, it makes you wonder, just what are we limiting ourselves to?
Heck, if anything, we're the freaking animals and they're the smart ones.
I mean, let's see. They have convinced us to giving them free housing, free food, and they don't have to be out in the cold.
Nope, and on top of that, we pick up after them, so...
Yeah, and we give them love and attention, no matter what.
Oh, man.
It's amazing how in many ways we have domesticated animals. The many multitudes of ways we have domesticated certain animals, like cats and dogs, was just through years of trust and teamwork. And then you have people that go, hey, look at this lizard, I'm gonna put this in a box.
Right?
I love that.
Jeez, man.
It's amazing. Makes me wonder what's gonna happen in the future when it comes to domestication, because... jeez. Imagine if they brought back something extinct but was small enough to domesticate. Like,
Oh, God.
let's see, the dodo was recent enough, was recently extinct in the grand span of time. So who knows, if we're able to bring that back, imagine those replacing chickens.
Oh, man, that'd be interesting, actually.
And we'd do it just to see what they taste like.
Right?
Probably chicken, but...
As horrible as it sounds, humanity would do that.
We find ways to eat anything.
Right?
I mean, shoot. Back in the day, we ate leather because people could not afford it. Leather, the stuff we wear on shoes.
Jeez, man. That's insane. Or, not to sound bad or nothing, but... Or even like in other like countries like China or whatnot, like they'll eat dogs, which I'm like, to me that's shocking, but
At the same time, you kind of feel like they need to at some point if they're unable to, which
I feel
is
like
unfortunate.
They're limited on options out there.
It's really unfortunate, and kind of seems like, okay, I'm not trying to again get political. I'm just hoping that it never comes to that kind of thing over where we are. I think we are very fortunate to be in positions that we are right now, where we can go out and get our own food, and we, to a point, know where it comes from, but we don't entirely know where it comes from. So,
yeah, it's
So I'd like to take up hunting one of these days.
Right? Ooh.
Yeah, actually go out, get a deer or an elk or something, and bada bing, bada boom. Then I'll have myself a whole system stocked for like maybe a half a year, depending upon how much I eat it.
Oh,
but,
man.
Yeah, but at least then you grow an appreciation for having trained to get the kill, having trained to go out and get it, and having trained to prepare for it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It cut you off a lot.
I was gonna say, I feel like those would be useful things to know, because if, let's say there was some sort of freaking apocalypse, no one's gonna know how to survive off the land.
Well,
shoot.
There's so many skills that make you appreciate just where a lot of our food comes from, because I don't know how to garden. I only grew one tomato plant last summer, and they were like cherry tomatoes, so it's like, okay, this is easy. Don't want to water them, don't want to get you too sunny, don't want to get you too cold, okay? Now amplify that by hundreds, thousands, millions of plants that need to be grown and raised each day to feed a population that inherits an entire continent. That just...
props to people that know how to do that, because I have no idea.
Props to the workers.
Seriously.
Props to the farmers, props to the cattle farmers, props to all of them, I say.
Yeah, no, much respect to everyone that's in that sort of field, because man, I wouldn't even know where to start when it comes to plants.
Honestly, me neither.
And it's a process, I'm sure. Let's just say that.
Oh, no doubt. But it's one that I think everyone should at least make, even if it's like the basics of just keeping a flower, or per se, or I don't know, maybe tomatoes. Just delving into it a little bit, I think, helps.
Yeah, that way at least to be able to grow some sort of food or resource to survive off the land.
Yeah.
Heck, even if you're just surviving off tomatoes.
Tomato soup every day.
Hey, better than nothing, though, right? Sure, man.
Oh, makes me miss fishing.
Oh, man. All right, so I want to ask you: is there any crazy or anything any current event stuff that you wanted to talk about before we close off?
Oh, we're ending soon. Wait, are we ending soon or?
Yep. Well,
damn.
I just want to get into one more topic, if anything.
Well, let's see what's been going on. I've taken part in a couple not marathons. I'm just gonna say runs, and I haven't exactly run them. It's more jogging, but I've taken part in a couple marathons. One is coming up shortly. One I ran earlier this year, and during my time off from work, I did climb one of the mountains in my family's area, so that was nice.
Oh.
That's current event-wise. That's current event-wise for physical activity. I mean, I would honestly like to push myself harder, go into the gym. I do what I can to keep as active as I can, and try to keep as physically well as possible, because a healthy body can lead to a healthy mind, but that doesn't mean I should just neglect everything else. So, trying to read a little more too is something I've been meaning to pick up. Learn Spanish too. I mean, who has learned Spanish in high school and kind of just stopped or never went back to it after that?
I think most people, honestly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's just not something that would stick around for most, I'd say.
Most people just kind of forget about it, and it's kind of a shame, especially with how a lot of things have been going on recently, where you're running into people that are from different cultures, which is, I think, fantastic, because, you've got a nice melting pot of experiences, perspectives, and to be able to understand a different language, I think, is something maybe everyone should at least pick up on, or at least planting, let's say, or not planting, farm. I need another drink. Give me a second.
Round two.
Gardening. Delving a little into gardening. It's always nice to pick up on something that's not exactly in your area, but just enough to get a taste of what it's like. So, speaking Spanish, or trying to speak Spanish, is something I'm trying to do, aside from just saying hola and gracias.
Yeah.
But,
oh yeah.
Yeah, small simple things is something I've been trying to pick up on. So, that, and again, keeping in touch with a lot of people that are in a circle, because when you look at how things have, again, developed in the past 50 years, our social circles have expanded astronomically.
Oh yeah. Big time.
So just trying to keep in touch with people that are within a social circle, or social limit, I guess, is the best thing I can do for myself mentally at this point, because
that sounds about right.
Because when you look at it this way, you've got people you interact with at work, and you have to remember the people that they have. You have your family. You have friends that are friends of your family. And then that's not taking into account people that are online.
Yeah, online, yeah. Damn.
And then the circle just gets larger and larger, and soon it just becomes a lot more difficult to keep that book of people that you've and people that know those people. So,
oh man, it's something to keep a good balance of. Like for me, that's something I've learned these past few years is trying to keep in contact with with the circle. Let's just say, kind of like what you were saying. Because I'll admit, especially during like that whole COVID year, let's just say.
Yeah, that was.
I feel like that opened my eyes to like really trying to keep in touch with anyone and everyone that I know that I'm able to get in contact with anyway.
Yeah, I think that was the year where while it was a good idea to maybe social distance until we had an understanding of what was going on, I think it was still a good idea to keep in touch and connected with everyone in a time of being as separated as we were.
Oh yeah. Man, I'll admit I did get depressed during that whole COVID year, but again, thankfully I socialized with friends and family that was able to help me get through. But oh man,
yeah. I think there's
crazy
a lot of
times
people.
Though.
Yeah, and they're about to get crazier, but hey, maybe they'll get better too.
Right?
I mean, the end of the year is almost here, and I mean, everyone's gonna have mixed opinions on it, but who knows? So the future is what we make it. Let's try to make the next year the best that we can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Seriously, fingers crossed.
Like Spider-Man said, trying to do better.
Yep. That's actually one word I keep in mind from him is try to do better. Or even with what Stan Lee said in the third Spider-Man movie, that one person can make a difference. I don't even know. Remember that scene?
Yeah. Oh man, I remember when that came out. That was inspirational. Made me think. You know what? There may be hundreds of others out there that are making a difference, and who knows, if I'm able to make even just the smallest difference in a person's life, I think maybe that'll be enough. It's the best that we can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for me with my whole social media or YouTube stuff, I know I don't get like freaking thousands or millions of views on my content stuff, but yeah, I try to show that heck, even someone that has a visual impairment can create stuff.
Yeah, and and you've been doing quite well for yourself on that end too. You've made some really nice work. If you don't mind me asking a couple of questions on that, actually.
Oh no, yeah.
What got you into photography?
Actually, like I mentioned in the group chat, well, partly was from that one guy that was a toy photographer, but the other reason was also lovable Halo addiction, as he's known as. He was posting his I don't know if you remember, but he was posting a lot of his like BB-8 stuff and Halo photography stuff, and him and the other guy were the ones that got me into the whole photography scene.
Was it Sal or no, probably wasn't. I was wondering if it was Sal or someone else. I think I might have seen those.
I don't know. This was by the lovable Halo addiction buddy, as known as.
Yeah, no, Buddy posted them, and you said someone else. I'm trying to remember if that someone else was Sal or if that was.
No, this other guy this other person that I follow is his name is Jared, but on his Instagram he goes by Sir Dork. He posts a lot of toy photography stuff.
Yeah, I saw quite a few of his art. A few of his pieces. They're quite impressive.
Right? And I'm actually gonna have him on my podcast next Friday. So
yeah, I saw. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna see if I can catch it.
Hell
I should be able to catch it. I don't have work as far as I'm aware, so.
No, but again, I'm definitely looking forward to that one, and hopefully everyone who's listening here is gets excited for it. If you don't know who that is, look him up. I'll put in the link in the video, or if anything, look him up on Instagram if you're just listening to the podcast. Yeah, he does pretty insane stuff. Like he'll use fireworks in his photo shoots, or he'll do a lot more outdoor stuff. I don't know if you noticed that.
Some of them. I don't know if some of them.
Yeah, I mean he does have some indoor photo shoots, but yeah, he does have a lot of outdoor stuff, and it's insane. So yeah, again, it was him and buddy that got me into photography.
One thing when you're able to create the scenery on your own, but when you're able to actually manipulate a physical environment, something that you have no control over, because you could have lighting that's off, you could have just one blade of grass that doesn't look right. When you're able to actually manipulate that to how you want it within your pictures, it's just impressive.
Oh man, oh yeah, thanks. I try to improvise. Again, I might not always have like a nice setup, but I try to make what I can with the photos.
I think I've seen a lot of similar stuff, but done with like Legos. I can't remember. Legos, like not the shoot, what are they? Not the was it? Damn it! I'm trying to remember that building system that they got from Bionicle and Hero Factor, the CCBs. I think I've seen some pictures of that from other accounts, but I've also seen where it's just the minifigs in the environment. Those are fantastic.
Oh heck yeah! I've seen some Lego photos, and those are pretty insane too, actually. But,
makes you almost wish for. I mean, granted, we do have the Lego movie. We have not movies. I keep forgetting. There's like, is there 3 now, or is there 2?
I think there's 2, but I mean, if you want to include any other Lego themed movie, then there's a ton of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Toa themed armor from Bionicle is what I am waiting for in a Halo game. It could be done, and it could look like Taku's Nova mask as a Spartan helmet.
Oh man, that'd be. Actually, well, one last question for you before we do close up. But
sure.
What other game, like, what would you or game or franchise just in general, what would you like Halo to cross over with? Which I don't know if that might be it, but Bionicle, or is there another one that you have in mind?
Oof. Let's see. That is a tough one. I am not going to say Warhammer because we know what's going to happen in that one.
Yep.
I mean, Star Wars would always be an interesting one for certain, but everyone would probably want to see that. But let's see. Something that I would want to see Halo crossed over with. You know what? I'm probably just going to have to say Star Wars for the time being. That one seems like the safest and probably something a lot of other people would want to see.
Oh, you know what? I can't argue with that. Same here, actually.
Especially when you take into the account of the cosmic horror that is the Flood, and then mix that in with the multiple other cosmic horrors that Star Wars has. Like, shoot. What was her name? From Legends.
Oh, are you talking about Mara Jade? Is that?
No, I'm not. No, not her. She was. She was mother to the son and daughter.
Oh crap!
That drank from the fountain.
Damn.
She was the force that was put away for millennia upon millennia, and pretty much was the reason why the Jedi that Luke Skywalker had trained up and the Sith of his time had to join forces.
Oh,
I can't remember her name. Damn it.
No, yeah, I'm honestly drawing a blank right now. But for anyone that's listening, everyone who's listening, they might be, having a fit right now. Like, what? Like, how do you not know? But yeah, we're drawing a blank right now, people.
Yeah, if I had to put like a safe crossover, Star Wars and Halo would definitely be that one, especially when you've got the musical crossovers that are put out there, or two.
Yeah, I mentioned it in in my podcast the other day with Chernobyl. I also was thinking of Halo with again, I don't know if this would work or not, but Halo with Starfield.
Starfield. Ooh, that would actually be interesting. It's realistic enough to do it.
Right? Again, I know there's, it's like a space mystery, and Starfield, I don't know. If you think about it, maybe it could be like a whole years earlier before Halo. I don't know. I mean, there's pretty much the real actual solar system, like in real life and in Halo. So.
Oh yeah. There's this other universe that I thought of, but I can't quite. But I don't exactly know if it would work well with Halo. Yeah, it's you sure?
Yeah.
Sure you want to hear it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, now, major warning ahead. I am a Godzilla nerd. I love the shit. There was a Netflix adaptation for anyone that's also a Godzilla nerd that's watched these. I forgot there's like 2 adaptations. There's not minus 1. Shoot. Okay, there's Godzilla, the first trilogy anime, which I'm just going to say Godzilla Earth, and then there is Godzilla Singular Point. I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about the trilogy Godzilla universe. The universe where humanity essentially had to leave Earth because Godzilla was too big of a problem.
Oh.
Now, granted, humanity from Halo could potentially deal with Godzilla Earth, but they would also have to deal with the cosmic horror that is Void Ghidorah, which I honestly can't even put into words of properly describing it, because that thing is just essentially a eldritch
cosmic
danger.
Being.
Yes, a cosmic being. How does the Covenant and humanity, or the Flood even, deal with something like that? With Godzilla, they could probably do it, and that does leave open the possibility for Floodzilla.
Ooh, yeah, I was about to say
that would
as a Flood. Oh man, that would it'd be all doomed. Let's just say.
Yeah, at that point, what do you deal with first? The Void Danger Noodle or the spaghetti monster the size of a mountain?
Yeah. In that case, you'd be screwed.
Yeah. Well, that's like a silly one, and I think there's some people out there that could debate and debunk that one real quickly, so...
Yeah, there's people out there that'll try to stay realistic and like, no, that's not possible, but hey, it's still fun to think of, though.
Now, I know that cosmic horror has already been implemented in Halo, but what if we were to... Well, what if... Just hear me out on this. What if you took a lot of the Lovecraftian stories and put them into Halo?
I mean, that could work, actually.
I mean, again, we have the Flood. That's already... When you delve deep into it, it already gets Lovecraftian enough, especially when you get into the implication of the precursors.
Yeah.
So, what happens when you throw in something like... And unfortunately, Cthulhu is the only one I know of, but what happens when you add stuff like that into Halo?
That would be even more insane.
So I guess for the safe bet, if I were to... Going back, if I were to want an official crossover, it would have to be Star Wars and Halo. That's a good, safe one. It's marketable. Everyone knows both franchises.
Oh, yeah.
Both Microsoft and Disney would make a crap ton of money, but it would have to be at a time when both are starting to get their peaks back, I think.
Yeah, because I feel in both franchises, unfortunately, it's divided.
It's a shame, unfortunately, because I honestly remember a time when they were both way up there, and they do have their moments, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I guess that's just the loss of magic when you grow up.
Yeah. It's a shame.
But, hey, who knows, maybe there will come a point when it'll get better, and when we can experience it with more.
Yeah.
Capturing that magic again is something to definitely strive for.
It really is. I feel like it's gonna need some
elbow grease.
Yeah. bit of elbow grease.
The elbow grease, some time, and who knows? Maybe some different perspectives too. But I don't know. Let me take one more sip of this.
Oh man! All right, man. Well, I'm be closing up the podcast here.
I apologize if it got too philosophical for.
Oh no. This could have honestly gone in further if we wanted it to.
I mean, I'm fine with continuing on if you want to.
True. Oh, I mean, if anything, we can always do another podcast. I do try to, well, not make it short, but not make it long either, because I feel like if we get
you want to keep
long,
it digestible.
Yeah, adjustable practically. But
I think that's a good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good way to have it. You know, don't want to have it too long, but don't want to keep it too short either. You know, this is a nice medium.
No, honestly, I'm glad we did get to this amount of time. Like you just said, it's not short, but not long either.
And I'm hoping, if anything, this was a nice introduction. Like, this was a nice introduction, honestly. I'm glad I was able to come on, and so I'm hoping I can do this again. I'd love to do this again. You know, talk.
Oh yeah, no, let me know if you ever would like to come in again, because.
I'm always open to.
Oh yeah, I'll keep you updated then.
All right, awesome, man.
Yeah, everyone listening, you can all expect to see Reptile Vice on here a little more often, I'd say.
I do also have a YouTube channel, but I mostly just post stuff there for keepsakes. But if you're ever interested, there's always that.
Ooh, all right.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I have subscribed to you or if I haven't, but I'll have to check.
I have links in the. I think this link is in the Instagram page, so it's there. If people want to see it. If people don't, not really bothered by it. But if you do stop by, it's appreciated.
Right? Hell yeah. Well, all right. Thank you all for listening. Again, thank you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. And I'll see you all next time. Later.